I would say I have been very critical of Bethesda in the past, especially this year, with many of my most popular videos actually talking about my problems with Bethesda Game Studios, and the majority of them covering Starfield and Starfield's infamous DLC expansion, Shattered Space. But today, I wanted to talk about the real reasons why Bethesda, I feel like, has actually gotten worse over time, between interviews with former developers at Bethesda and how they were treated during development and how they felt that Bethesda was just becoming more corporate, during the development cycle of Starfield compared to the previous releases like Fallout 3, 4, and Skyrim, and even discuss the many ways Bethesda has only gotten worse after the fabled acquisition from Microsoft that costed them $7.5 billion. Many problems with big AAA studios in our current day industry is how they handle the development cycle, from pre-production to full production, and then the long cycle, especially at studios like Bethesda, of bug fixes and patching the game. One great thing about smaller indie-sized studios is the freedom to express themselves through their games and having the ability to experiment while creating the game. When we have games that come out like Balatro, games like Stardew Valley, a lot of these smaller based indie developed titles that are not really being worked on by hundreds and hundreds of people, but instead by dozens of people or even singular developers, games that have much smaller scopes and games that are just much more unique. The teams have more freedom when it comes to making those decisions while building those games. And even the former developer at Bethesda, Nate Perkypile, actually stated that one reason that he quit that company was because a lot more meetings were being involved with Starfield's development when it came to a corporate structure, and it just wore him down over time. He did state, while I enjoyed working at Bethesda a lot when we were about 65 to 110 people on Fallout 3 and Skyrim, I enjoyed it a lot less and less as it grew and grew. And Nate has also come out with more statements basically saying that many of the great things that can be found and experienced within Skyrim came from having the freedom to do what you want, as opposed to the whole checklist design that other AAA studios like Ubisoft, EA are known for. I feel like that one of the biggest problems with current day Bethesda and even Starfield is that the game feels like a big checklist instead of an actual Bethesda RPG. Does it have spaceflight? Check. Can you have dogfights in space? Check. Add space powers that are basically copying Skyrim's Dragonborn powers. The entire experience compared to previous releases from Bethesda feel a lot more corporate. They feel a lot less RPG-like, they feel a lot less like they've been made with freedom, like they've been made with innovation, like they've been made with spirit when it actually comes to the development of the game. It feels like it's just someone coming in to do their job instead of coming in to, fulfill your passion when actually developing a video game. The entire experience is just dumbed down and feels corporate. And I also find it funny as well that the less freedom that the developers have at Bethesda, that when they work on their titles, it actually feels like there's a lot less freedom that we have when it comes to actually playing the game as well. And Bethesda has seen so many of their developers that were known well in the community leave for other studios or even make their own studios in recent time, and because of the reasons Nate has stated, or others we just don't know yet, is uncertain. But what I feel like is certain is that Bethesda clearly is not the same awesome, fun, and quirky studio that we knew a decade ago. They probably will never return to the golden age that was making Oblivion, Skyrim, Morrowind, Fallout 3, and we just won't have that ever again. And that is a story that is old as time in our current day industry, and it's not just Bethesda that has been hit with this reality check, it's other studios like Obsidian Entertainment, BioWare, Blizzard, and other many AAA and AA studios that have been known in the industry for so long and just cannot, for the life of them, create those same fantastic experiences that hit those same strides nowadays. And at least for me, even though I did really enjoy Fallout 76, like I'm someone who played that game since the very beginning, since November 2018, man, I was always a fan of that game. I was always a fan of the developers that were behind that game. I was always a fan of the concept and the world and the story. I love it. I still love it to this day. I'm probably one of the most OG Fallout 76 players you will find out there, at least maybe on YouTube. I have been a fan of that game since forever, and I can still see that even though Bethesda has fixed 76 to a big extent, the core studio, and I'm not even counting the teams that are working on Fallout 76 or even the teams that are working on other post-launch updates for other studios or other games, but the core studio that is working on Starfield right now, that is working on Elder Scrolls 6, is clearly not the same studio that was working on fantastic experiences like Fallout 3, and I'd even argue Fallout 4 and Fallout 4 Harbor. Those games are just lost to time from the developers that actually did create those amazing experiences that we loved. The experiences that sold nearly $1 billion in a week. Fallout 4, I think, made $1 billion in maybe about 2-3 weeks. An insane amount of money coming out of a game that was worked on by 100 people, by a studio that it was so small. It was considered one of the greats in the industry, but was also one of the most flexible and diverse studios in the industry as well. And unfortunately enough, Bethesda is now 4 times the size of what they were in 2015, and they are 100 times worse than what they were in 2015 as well. And it is extremely sad to see that personally one of my favorite gaming developers ever, I mean really mean ever, has fallen from grace so hard. Like, they could hit a stair, like you're falling down stairs, right? And they hit every single stair on the way down. It's not even funny. And it's just kind of disappointing, but we have to watch the shit show as they fall down each and every stair, and we yell at them. We tell them what to do to stop them. Grab onto something so you don't keep falling, but they just, cover their ears and don't listen. And it's just disappointing that they don't listen, and they just refuse to accept any sort of criticism. And then don't even get me started on the lead writer, Emil Pagliaro, on his lack thereof of handling criticism when it actually comes to his horrible handling of any story that he's ever created in any video game that he's ever worked on. In the end, all we can do is hope that the new people who are currently working on new Starfield expansions, The Elder Scrolls 6, and Fallout 5 find some way in their hearts and brains to create a video game, a product with fantastic exploration, combat, and something that offers the best RPG systems in the gaming industry. And that is only a wish by myself, and I guarantee hundreds and hundreds of thousands of other people as well. And we probably all have high doubts that anything that Bethesda produces could, even hit any of those standards that we expect from a studio that is in 2025 right now, and a studio that is backed by a near $3 trillion corporation. It's so disappointing to see a company and a gaming titan that has fallen from such graces. It's just disappointing to talk about, because I would love to be talking about, hey, look, Bethesda just released this fantastic DLC, this fantastic game. Look, it's amazing. Go play it. Go buy it. Just go experience it. Don't even watch the video. Just go experience the fantastic game that I've been playing so that you can play it as well and just have fun with it. But unfortunately enough, they haven't done something like that in so long, and even other AAA studios like BioWare, Obsidian can't hit those strides as well. And then you have Rebellion, a smaller, very small studio that has worked on games like Sniper Elite, release a game like Atomfall. Atomfall, I highly recommend you go try out that title. It gives me such Fallout 3-esque just everything. And it does feel like Fallout 3 though, so I warn you when I say that. It's not like this new gen RPG that feels really brand new, but it gives you the same, just style of Fallout 3. No, it is literally Fallout 3 with a different skin. It's a great game though. I highly recommend you go check out Atomfall, and tell Bethesda, until BioWare, until Obsidian, until Blizzard can give us an RPG that is full of functioning content, that is full of a functioning just game design that isn't littered down by microtransactions, that isn't littered down by a lack of innovation, that isn't just held down by corporate talk, by corporate management, by corporate everything. Because our current day industry is majority corporations at this point. It is not fun. It is not classic experiences to experience, to have fun with. It is just money, 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 money. And not even going to blame corporations here, because you got to make money. I have no doubt. You got to make money. And the gaming industry is the biggest industry in the world right now. It surpasses everything else. So, of course, it's a lucrative market to get into. But if you're going to come into the gaming industry, can you at least try? Can you at least, bring us an experience that isn't something that we've already played before, or isn't something that we've already it shouldn't be this hard, guys, to make a video game that doesn't feel like every single other video game you've also made, but really dumbed down. I really feel like this wouldn't be something that you it seems like you'd be able to make an experience that is not worse than what you've created before in every single way possible. I could honestly go on, and I really do mean on and on, about my personal distaste for the current day Bethesda and how they have handled their releases. And many people, and you know what, rightfully so, will say, hey, look at Fallout 4. Look at Fallout 76. This was honestly to be expected. The quality of their games and at the company's structure has just been getting lower and lower for a decade now. And of course, I do agree with you. Bethesda has definitely created some dumbed down RPG experiences like Fallout 4. But in my opinion, I feel like that they at least had a redeeming point with Fallout Far Harbor, the DLC, that I personally believe was absolutely fantastic and honestly could rival the base game entirely. And obviously, I'm being serious here, with the ridiculously bad launch that was Fallout 76, we're now on year 7 of that game still getting post-launch support, and it's even surpassing other AAA live service titles that were meant to last longer and just died. Like games like Red Dead Online, games like Marvel's Avengers, games like Star Wars Battlefront 2, games that were being fixed and they just got abandoned because Square Enix or EA or Rockstar just didn't think it would be worthwhile to actually keep supporting those titles when Bethesda, to this day, even though some of their monetization practices in that game can be a bit, tricky, I don't really like them a lot, they're still supporting the game with free post-launch updates. They have their own battle pass that is free, kinda, with a lot of the rewards in that pass is still free to this day, and they still offer a pretty damn good experience for a Fallout Online game that I think people should at least try out. But I want to thank you all for watching this video. If you did enjoy this one and want to see more videos like this, just talking about whatever to do with gaming or other topics as well, let me know down in the comments below. If you did enjoy, consider leaving a like, sharing, commenting, and subscribing if you so choose to, as well as becoming a member. It goes for as low as $1 right now. You can get access to a bunch of little perks and stuff like that, maybe during live streams or just in my chat or in comments. I want to thank you all for watching this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.